Hello, everyone. It is a season to make breakthroughs. We started the year and we still have a bit of Mars retrograde, kind of slower energy. And really, this video is for any time. There's so many things I want to share with you. And in this season of breakthroughs, and I'm making so many videos everywhere in every way that I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go live a few times this week and get into this breakthrough making energy. So I'm going to do a few more of these at 1 p.m., probably on Tuesday and Thursday of this week if you're watching this live. And otherwise, let's just dive in because we're going to talk about the things that are stopping breakthroughs from happening. Really, this is something that I feel qualified to talk about only because this was my life for 25, 30 years. And so I am very familiar with the pattern of boom and bust and boom and bust. And there's a lot to be said about the fact that this is normal, that not everything is always, up and the pendulum swings and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm talking about living a life, and maybe this is you in some area of your life where it's just amazing and then not, and amazing and then not. And each time it's amazing, you keep thinking, I finally made it. This is my breakthrough. I'm finally going to get past this. This habit, this pattern is over. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. And you're like, wait a second, how do I fix this? How do I create consistent success? How do I not live on this roller coaster? How can I stop this? Because now I'm starting to feel, and this was my life and the life of thousands of people that I've worked with and had in the programs over the years, that have just been like, I can't take it anymore. Make it stop. And so today we're going to talk about making it stop and having consistent success. And this is a big energy shifting dynamic that you can absolutely do. And it's actually quite fun. So I don't pretend to know all of the answers to everything in the universe, but I do understand energetics as they work in directing energy toward what you want and getting the outcomes that you want. That's why this work is called the School of Intention. That's the name of the Feng Shui school, which is open now for early registration. And if you're watching this right now, you can find a link in the description box if you want to become a Feng Shui pro. But what we do is direct energy toward what you want. And if energy is not going toward what you want, if it's going elsewhere, you're going to see all sorts of things happen in your life. There are lots of different dynamics at play, and we're going to get into some of the bigger ones. So if you really want to make this a new year, a year to make breakthroughs, and you are tired of any aspect of your life feeling like boom and bust, or just feeling like constant bust no matter what you do, and you can't seem to move it forward, now is the time to make a change. And this doesn't involve doing things that are difficult. We're going to start by clearing away draining energy. And this was a big breakthrough for me to understand that the people, places, energies, even things I was listening to and watching everywhere were absolutely affecting the outcomes I was getting in my life. Absolutely 100% affecting the outcomes I was getting in my life. So if you want to make a really big breakthrough and create consistent success this year, start by looking at the drains in your space. These drains will drain your money, drain your time, drain your energy, all the things. And so one of the biggest drains that I have found is the drain of all the things of clutter. And we talk about this incessantly on this channel, that if you declutter, you will open up to so much more abundance. So start by getting rid of as much clutter as you can. This is going to free you up. It's going to get rid of a lot of those blocks that are built up all around you. Now, another aspect of this is to boost the energy around you. And this might sound mystical or like, is it really real? I just had a conversation with one of the students in the Feng Shui school this morning. And she said that after she's a big implementer, after she went through the program, she didn't do it to become a Feng Shui pro. She was doing it for her business. She's a book publisher. She went and did a whole big, not just declutter, but re-energizing of her house. And within a week later, she had 80 to $100,000 in business booked. Like it was just flying in. It had never happened before like that. And she realized so much of the energetics and how it was affecting what she was bringing out into the world, how she was operating. So I'm a big believer we create our lives. That's a big part of this work. And if your life is going like this for whatever reason, maybe there's some energy hanging around, whether it's hanging around in your home, hanging around in your office, or hanging around within you that you can get rid of. And right now there's a free Feng Shui manifesting class. And I shouldn't even call it a manifesting class. It's like a literal transforming your home class. It is so awesome. It's full of re-energizing for your home, and you can find it linked in the description box below. And I highly recommend doing that now because it's going to help you so much to eliminate a lot of these old energy patterns. If you want to make a change, it's time to get new energy around you. Now, another big energy drain, as I alluded to, is people energy around you. Do you hear that? Talk about an energy drain. Do you hear the beeping in the background? If you do, I'm sorry. It's because I live in a city, and living in a city in itself can be an energy giver and an energy drain. Great example. So thank goodness it's gone. Now, people. And I'm not talking about cutting people out of your life, but recognizing, do I need to have some awareness when I'm talking about certain topics with certain people? Are there certain things that I shouldn't involve myself when it comes to certain people? Maybe you don't really share the same opinions, and it gets really combative when you talk about certain topics, or you just don't really feel like they are supportive of certain things that you're doing. That's fine. Not everyone's going to support every single thing that you do. Not everyone's going to believe everything you believe. And it's really good practice to create little, let's say, feng shui your relationships so that you can I'm not saying this to hold back and to not express yourself, but there's something to be said for having more harmony and eliminating needless drama. And needless drama is talking about random things that don't really affect your daily life, that you know are going to turn into problems, or trying to force someone to believe in you in some way that they don't. When I started doing this work, no one believed in me. Everyone thought I was crazy. And I didn't just cut everyone off. I just stopped talking to them about it. And now they're like, oh, I always knew you were going to do this. And I was like, sure, you did. But it helped a lot to not get drained. So where are those drains for you? This is a great way if you want to break out of any sort of boom and bust or just bust cycle and have more consistent success. Getting rid of these drains is a very big deal. Re-energize your home and start really looking at all of the energy around you. Now, the other part of this is that it becomes habitual. When you start experiencing booms and busts, you can start anticipating booms and busts. So when things are going really good, you start thinking, where's the bad thing? The bad thing's coming soon. Where's the bad thing? And that is something that we all have to take responsibility for. And it doesn't mean that you have to do any sort of rigorous activity. Just be aware of it and shake it off. If you notice things are going well and you start worrying, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Shake it off and refocus, and just keep doing that. Shake it off and refocus. If you quit eating sugar, you're going to have days where you want sugar. You are. And you're going to have to shake it off and refocus. It's the same thing. And it's very, very powerful. And it's really great to understand that this is normal. So many people go through this, changing any kind of habit. And it really is a habit. It's not a curse. And I think that that's a very important point I want to underline here. If you've been in these kinds of roller coaster cycles, or you can't quite make that breakthrough you want, it's a very important thing to realize you are not cursed and this is not your destiny or anything else. It's very important to realize we just get into habits and we can change those habits. And there's a lot to be said for continuing to be creative and creating your life in your best ways. Now, another big aspect of this that I learned for myself, especially over the last, I'd say, the last 8 to 10 years, it's become extremely apparent that the one thing that creates more up and down cycles in life than anything else is trying to force things to happen and trying to force and push and stress incessantly to make things happen. I want to ask you guys a question, and I asked this in the Feng Shui school, and I got 100% no. So we'll see what the polling average is here. How many of you have made significant progress in your life from worrying really hard and overthinking? You can tell me in the comments. I don't know a single person. I have never made any kind of progress that's significant from working myself to death and stressing and worrying and overthinking. That is not the energy that does anything. And so, again, these are habits. And instead of saying, I want to make a breakthrough, I have to really gear myself up and get all amped up and drink more coffee and get ready to work harder and hustle more and do all of these things. Less. Chances are it's already too much. Chances are more rest is going to be a big secret for you. Chances are cutting things out and doing what you do a lot better is going to be a big secret for you to make things better. So eliminate all that energy. Whenever you put pressure on something, it starts to feel tense, and just like putting pressure on your body starts to feel tense. It starts to lock up. We want to expand. If you want this year to be expansive, it's a lot of trust. And that's something that is a practice to gain trust in yourself, trust in the goodness of the universe, trust in any spiritual practice if you have it. This is a big number 9 universal year in numerology, a year that's very spiritual. And it doesn't have to be classically spiritual. Trust in you. So much energy about trusting in yourself. And that's going to be a big deal. Now, as you're doing all this, if you find that you have been giving away your power to other people and ideas and they don't quite feel right, and again, you have that sense that you're forcing yourself to make yourself a certain way. I'm going to force myself to be a girl boss. I'm going to force myself to hustle. Just because other people are doing it, or someone else said, or this teacher said, or this person said, or this person said, this is how the universe works. And this person said, this is how I manifest. I'm here to just give you some ideas. Don't listen to what I do specifically. I rarely share specifically what I do unless people ask, or unless there's something I want to share with you if you want to try it. I don't I don't do feng shui in that way. The reason why this work is so unique is that every single person I work with, there's not a single thing they're doing in their home that isn't what they love. And this is a deep, profound collaboration because no one knows what's better for you than you. And no one, no teacher, no anyone, no anything knows what's better for you than you. And so if you have been going, oh, what does this person say? And what does that person say? And I have to get advice from 6,000 people. And then, I'm so afraid to make a mistake. And this was my whole life. I'm so afraid to make a mistake. I'm going to go see this person and talk to this person and call this person and get this insight and this feedback and this thing and that thing. And at the end of the day, I was paralyzed. I felt like I was nothing. And I was waiting for everything else to work for me. And if you feel that way, if you've been giving away a lot of your judgment, a lot of your power, a lot of your sense of what's right and wrong to other people and other philosophies outside of yourself that aren't not harmonic with you, not in alignment with you. That is one of the biggest drains. And usually what happens, and I've seen a cascade, there's usually a cascade of this cycle starting in life. And it usually starts by having something go wrong, or you lose trust in yourself. Maybe you made a decision, it didn't work out. You start to not trust yourself. Maybe you're getting exhausted. You start bringing in all kinds of energy draining people and complaining and lots of other energy drains in your life. Clutter starts to build up, and then you start to expect more bad things to happen. So every time something's good, you think, this is it, I made it, and then it's not. And this builds up, and then you start pushing and forcing and working really hard because you are determined to make a breakthrough, but you're already exhausted. And then you are finally spent, and you go looking for other people, or I did, looking for other people to say, this is how you fix your life. This is how you change everything. This is what you do. And so many people have different opinions, and now you're confused. The number of people who come to me totally confused about Feng Shui, I understand so much of all that confusion and desire to change and all of those things. And then you're in this feedback loop, and it just keeps going. And the only way it changes is you deciding. So decide right now that you're going to break free of the roller coaster, that, yeah, things might not be perfect every day, that there may be seasons where you're really booming and seasons that are more quiet, but you're not on this tempestuous, big roller coaster ride. You are consistently always on a growth curve. You're always feeling that you are expanding and getting better. You're not trying to force, you're not looking for perfection. You're trusting yourself more. You feel better and better, and you bring that energy out into the world with everything you do. And if you want to start doing this right now, as I said, it's the Breakthrough Camp season. We do a whole 9-week immersion in Feng Shui to make breakthroughs, but the free class, everyone can watch it. I don't care if you join in the Breakthrough Camp or not. I mean, it's great if you join because I love having you there, but it's amazing to do this free class and see what happens when you start tapping into the cleansing, the fresh energy, removing all the imprints of these old habits and patterns, and allowing yourself to start moving forward, trusting yourself step by step, not micromanaging, not worrying, not anything, but consistently feeling more and more success. And that is my wish for you this season. As I said, the free class is linked below for you. And I hope that you love every single minute of it. I'm just going to check and see. Hello, everyone who's watching. It's wonderful when I get to come on live. And again, I'm going to do a few more of these this week. If there's a specific topic in making breakthroughs that you would like me to address from any experience I may have, if I do have experience with it, and I have seen my way out of it or helped other people out of it, I'm happy to share that with you. And I have a few more that are really big that I can't wait to share. So here's to you thriving and consistently growing and feeling better and better and better, because now's the time to do it. So as I said, this is going to be your year if you decide it is. And I will be back very soon with more. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, share, all of the things. YouTube's really being hard on people this year to have all those things happen. And do let me know if there's something that you would like me to specifically address, because it's really fun to do that for you. I will see you guys soon. Bye.